Guys, for the first time in YouTube and possibly even history, Urizen has been defeated without me having to swing my sword even once. Urizen Mission 8 is a boss so hard you're not even supposed to beat him. You're supposed to break that little crystal of his and then he whacks you around a bit with those tentacles and throws you off the tower, okay? He's a really hard boss. He's like the Genichiro of DMC. He actually cuts your hand off and all. You're supposed to lose to him 2 or 3 times in a row. But you know what that means. In my eyes, this was a super boss that had to be beaten. And I took it one step further. I didn't just want to stop with not swinging my sword. I wanted to beat him as though it were my first playthrough. So I'm going to have very limited orbs, in other words very limited abilities. I'm not going to have access to the new game plus abilities, and I'm only going to have 6 health bars. That's what you start off with. But as you'll see, we won't even need those 6 health bars to beat Urizen. To get to that point though, it took me 10 hours bro, 10 hours. And what makes it even more annoying is that if you die, you can't restart from the checkpoint and all. The cutscene will automatically start playing and take you to the next mission. So you'll have to replay the entire mission unless you control or delete out. And the clips that follow are my slow but sure descent to madness. And this phase is awfully easy to complete. Oh shit. So right now, I'm not playing this too well. Now, triple laser. I haven't seen that attack pattern like ever. Okay. No! No. How do I have 2 DMCs, bro? You wanna show my ass getting handed to me in 3D? Shoot him, bro. Shoot him straight. You're lucky that thing's guarding your crouch, bro. Look at that face, bro. No face on the freaking. All eyes, no face. It's like a shit version of Pride. Okay, fine. I think I'm still in. I'd managed to beat him, but I'd taken 10 health bars of damage in the process. I was honestly thinking of giving up here, but no, I had the taste of victory, and to lick that succulent honey again, I was willing to give it one last try. Here's how it turned out. Now guys, this is a bit of post-editing commentary. I'll just quickly tell you the build. What I had was, the first ability I had is this double jump ability, which you're going to see very often. It's called Air Hike. It's a super cheap ability. And besides this one, we only need 2 other abilities. That's Color Up 2 and 3. They help your guns do a lot more damage. You can see when I hold right click, I actually beat the boss using only right click. I don't use any other mouse button. But when you hold right click, it charges up basically, and you can shoot 3 super powered shots. Without that, it's going to take like so much longer. So it just cuts down the time by a lot, and you can surely afford all of these by the time you reach this stage. And the last thing we're going to have is Gerbera. I think you start off with 4 Devil Breaker slots, but it doesn't matter how many ever you have. In reality, we'll only need like 2 or 3 Gerberas. So just make sure to fill them all up with Gerberas because they give you heavy mobility, air mobility. What you're going to notice is we don't just blindly shoot, bro. We aren't American cowboys. So what we do is we try to utilize our airtime as best as we can. Sometimes that involves shooting in the air to dodge this little sweeping laser, and sometimes it involves using Gerbera. So with Gerbera, you have virtually infinite airtime actually. So it involves using that to, jump around in the air, because sometimes you'll be caught off guard, especially in the second phase of Urizen when he gets up. So that's where you might have to use Gerbera a lot. And let me just tell you about the abilities, a really quick overview. In phase 1 right here, where he's sitting down, you don't really have to worry about this purple shower, bro. It's like a kid going pew 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 in a squeaky voice, It's not going to harm you much, it's just gonna annoy you really. The sweeping laser, easy to avoid, especially with your double jump ability. What you've got to watch out for in phase 1 and phase 2 is the meteor. If you're straight and you see 2 big red balls flying at you, right? Trust me, you're going to jump as hard as Nero does here. The single meteors are the problem. They're right, he curves these things and they fly after a bit of a time lag. So you can't just jump away, you need to time your jumps. So sometimes you're even going to have to use Gerbera to dodge them, especially if you're very close to him in phase 2. But in phase 1 is pretty simple, you just double jump away and you should be all Gucci. Finally, this ability, right? The earthquake ability. It sounds like the rumbling thunder from the ground. This one, again in phase 1 it isn't a big deal, But whenever it comes in phase 2, right, sometimes it's really unpredictable. Like it doesn't follow the laws of 2D geometry and all. Sometimes it comes out in a triangle shape, pretty easy to dodge, you just move out of the triangle. Sometimes it's in a line, that's also pretty straightforward. But sometimes what he does is, right, he doesn't, there's no set path, it comes out one at a time. And that can hit you multiple times. Each time it hits you, it does about 6 bars of health. So one hit can honestly kill you. And even if you're at 20 bars of health and you're fully maxed out, it could still kill you because it ricochets. Like you just, it's like those little Street Fighter combos, you know, you just keep flying in the air and you can't do anything about it. But that's a skill you've got to be really wary of. The last ability you've got to watch out for, and this was what made me realize what a deadly villain Scorpion from Spider-Man really is. Because you don't think much of these stingers, right? But once they come and once they pierce you, right, 10,000 other stingers, bro, they come all around you 360 degrees and they do a shit ton of damage. So you really want to avoid these at all costs. And what's worse is sometimes he uses them in tandem with the laser. So whenever that happens, you either want to be really far away from him, and it's very hard to get Urizen to move. He just stands there. I don't know why he gets up from that throne, bro. He just takes 2 or 3 steps throughout the duration of the fight. But whenever he uses the laser and this tentacle attack together, if you manage to get really far away from him, the tentacle won't even reach you, so you're all good. If you're close to him, what you want to do is jump to the left of the laser, so that it'll never reach you, and you've only got to worry about the tentacle itself. If you're caught mid-air, like you're just in the air for some reason, that's where Gerbera comes in really handy. Gerbera or Gerba, he calls it whatever he wants, okay, I don't know how to pronounce it. But you use Gerbera to go in the direction of the tentacle. So what happens is it's got to do this little 180 degrees and knot in on itself and all. So that gives you a lot of time. Then you just Gerbera left, right, up, down until it goes back to him. You hear the little swish when it goes back to him. That's when you start shooting again. We actually gain health throughout the course of the fight. So I'll mark where we start, where the health starts, and where we end, and you'll see we took as close to 1 hit point of damage as possible. Now I'll just leave you guys to it. Enjoy the fight, and I'll see you after it's done.
To live tomorrow, still soul for a second chance. Is this my limit?
Guys, thanks for watching. I'm hoping this video becomes a super hit, and if it does, if it gets say 10,000 likes, leave your comments down below. I'll do one of two things. I'll either fight Urizen Mission 1 blindfolded without looking at anything. I'll beat the boss blindfolded because I got really used to his attack patterns, or I'll fight the same guy in the Dante Must Die difficulty. This is actually the Son of Sparda difficulty. I'll fight him in the Dante Must Die difficulty with the sword. Or without, it's up to you, but it looks a lot cooler when you fight him with this sword. Guys, leave your comments down below. You know the drill, like, comment, subscribe. I really enjoyed making this video. I'll see you all next time. Bye.